terrible tragedy. A 4-year-old child hit and killed by a vehicle near the Boston Children's Museum.
I heard some screams coming from the street, and I came on down to see what was happening.
Shocked witnesses recalled the terrifying moments they knew something was wrong.
Then a local college student seriously injured while studying abroad. Her family thanking the community after a massive show of support.
The money's going to help her get home, but the prayers that everyone gave saved her life.
The latest on the student's remarkable road to recovery.
A deadly blaze in Newton. Fast-moving flames tear through a home, killing a man inside.
Also cuffed and blindfolded. The suspects in the deadly terrorist attack in Russia appearing in court.
Sunshine in the forecast to start the week, but then the clouds move back in and rain is also on the way. Let you know what to expect.
Plus, an update from Kensington Palace following Princess Kate's cancer diagnosis.
And a group of local activists hoping to keep a historic landmark right in Newbury. The reason why the iconic Pink House is hitting the auction block.
7 News at 10 starts now.
First at 10, we are following breaking news. Boston police responding to a shooting near the Ashmont T-stop in Dorchester. You're taking a live look at the scene. A number of evidence markers you can see spread around there. Investigators see at least one person was shot and has life-threatening injuries. They were rushed to the hospital. We are currently working to learn their condition, but you can see very active scene. We have a crew on the scene working to learn more, and we'll bring you the latest breaking details as soon as we get them.
Tonight, team weather now. A washout yesterday giving way to a chilly but very sunny Sunday. Thankfully, that seems to be the end of the rain for at least a few days.
We'll take it.
Yep.
But a steady breeze and chilly stretch are here to stay for now. Meteorologist A.J. Waterman has a first check of that forecast. A.J.
Yeah, it's going to be a decent stretch of weather, at least through tomorrow and part of Tuesday, but eventually the soggy stuff works back into the forecast. And that March weather we've been used to this month will start moving in. Not the warmth so much as the rain. So the active pattern continues. Temperatures today, though, topping out in the 40s for a good portion of the area. 30s now as conditions, mostly clear skies, north and west of Boston, will allow conditions to cool off quickly. So we'll see some teens potentially for southern New Hampshire the closer you get to that fresh snowpack. But farther south and east, the wind is off the water, so you'll stay in the 30s tonight. Winds, they're calming down, but a breeze is starting to pick up for the Cape, and with that breeze, wind chills still in the 20s for the Cape, but we're hovering at where the temperatures are for the rest of us because winds really aren't much of a factor everywhere else. Off to our east, we're going to be tracking this coastal low that is actually backing into southern New England, but it's going to take all day tomorrow and into tomorrow night before we actually see any rain out of it, which won't be much. But high pressure remains in control. We'll scoop back up into southern Canada tomorrow, so we will still continue to have a cool day as a result with that high nearby. It is until we get to this system back here on Wednesday that we'll eventually see some warmth come into the forecast. This is going to be ahead of this cold front, which will be weakening as it comes into New England, but it's going to bring some rain and some warmth on the way. So with the temperatures going up, unfortunately, the soggy weather will return. Through tonight, temperatures come down into the teens for part of southern New Hampshire, 20s west of Boston. Then you go down Boston south to the Cape. Temperatures aren't moving much tonight, and they won't move much tomorrow during the afternoon. It's going to be another chilly day with that easterly breeze in the forecast off the water, so that is going to be a factor. You factor in the wind chill tomorrow afternoon. It will be feeling like the 30s pretty much all day tomorrow. We'll talk more about the rest of the week and those opportunities of rain coming up later in the newscast.
Let's get back to that breaking news now. One person shot near the Ashmont T-stop in Dorchester. 7's Lisa Greshey live with the breaking details right now. Lisa.
Rob, and Boston police say this happened just about an hour ago. I'll step out of the shot so you can see what we're looking at. This entire area is blocked off. This is Ashmont Street at Dorchester Ave. You zoom in there, you can see all of the evidence markers scattered on the ground there, surrounded by Boston police, who again have this entire intersection blocked off. Boston police at this point are saying that they responded to a report of a person shot. When officers arrived, they found a person here with life-threatening injuries. They have been transported to the hospital. Homicide detectives are on scene. There's no word on the victim's condition, but again, these injuries we know at this time are serious, and they were rushed to the hospital. We have the crime scene response unit here on scene. We also have a bunch of officers here on the perimeter of this entire intersection. You can see Most of those evidence markers are in the middle of the street there near O'Brien's Market and Liquors. I can tell you at this hour that this area is still very busy, lots of foot traffic because it's also near a T-stop. If you have any information, call Boston Police right away. As you can see, this is still a very active scene, and Boston Police are also asking people to stay away from the area if possible for now. Reporting live in Dorchester for now, Lisa Greshey, 7 News, Night Team.
And now from the night team, a local college student is on the road to recovery after she was in a serious accident while studying abroad. Tonight, we're hearing from her friends who say she's a fighter. The night team, Samantha York, is live in Easton with the very latest. Samantha.
Well, her father tells us this has been a whirlwind of a week, from getting a phone call that his daughter had been in an accident in Spain to flying to go see her with so much uncertainty at the time. And now he's just grateful to say that she is now improving. Stonehill College junior Lauren Rossio severely injured in a bicycle accident while studying abroad.
And it was a scary couple of days.
Rossio's father, Dave, says Lauren has spent this semester in Paris and went to Spain for the weekend. He says his daughter suffered a traumatic brain injury and multiple fractures after riding a bicycle down a steep road and hitting a wall. He found out about the accident through a phone call Monday morning.
And rushed right from the airport with our luggage and everything right to the hospital. She's in really bad shape.
Lauren was put in a medically induced coma and underwent multiple surgeries, but in a matter of days, she was out of her coma and speaking with family. Her father credits the first responders on scene for saving her life.
I met about 8 to 10 first responders that were at the scene, and I hugged them all, thanked them.
Lauren's steady progress comes as no surprise to her friends at school.
We always joke that she's so stubborn, and I feel like this is no different. Like, she is going to come back better than ever.
Now Lauren's loved ones are trying to get her home so she can continue her treatment in Boston.
We just miss her so much. Like, we can feel the hole that she's left.
We're so close with her. We hear from her at least once a day, and it was just so devastating to hear.
Some friends on campus making bracelets to raise money to fly her back.
It's something that we can still be able to hold close to us even though she's so far away.
A GoFundMe also created to help her through treatment, already raising more than $168,000 in 3 days.
It's just so special to me that she means so much to everybody.
I'm in awe of the support my kid has. And, the money's going to help her get home. But the prayers that everyone gave saved her life.
And Lauren's dad says to keep those prayers coming because she does have a long road ahead of her, but she is doing better, and they're hoping to have her home soon. Reporting live in Easton, I'm Samantha York, 7 News 19.
Now from the night team, a neighborhood in shock after a 4-year-old girl was hit and killed in the Seaport. The tragic crash happening near the Boston Children's Museum. First responders say people in the area rushed to her side in a desperate attempt to save that young girl.
I heard some screams coming from the street, and I came on down to see what was happening.
Witnesses describing a chaotic and emotional scene, many hearing the cries for help when a 4-year-old girl was struck in the street Sunday afternoon.
Shortly after 5 p.m. this evening, Boston Police Department officers from District 6 responded to a report of a child struck at Sleeper and Congress Street. Upon arrival, they found a 4-year-old that had been struck by a motor vehicle.
The intersection and bridge beyond it completely shut down. First responders on scene so fast.
Child struck Congress Street and Sleeper Street in South Boston.
Witnesses say the little girl was in an ambulance in what felt like seconds.
The ambulance was gone, but there were what seemed like family.
The child was transported to a local hospital by EMS, where she was pronounced deceased.
Investigators say the 4-year-old was with family when she was hit, both the Children's Museum and Popular Park close by.
Very, very tough to hear.
It's a very emotional situation, yes it is.
Evidence markers surrounding a dark gray pickup truck. Investigators trying to piece together how the child was hit.
The operator of the motor vehicle remained on scene. At this time, there are no charges and no arrests have been made.
Those who live in the area know how busy it can get, especially during the weekend.
Sunday is prime time, Saturday prime time. Ton of pedestrians, ton of children walking all over the place here. There's frequently cars going really fast down Sleeper Street and in this area in general, and there's not a whole lot of enforcement.
Boston police say the crash is under investigation, but they are thanking members of the community who ran to help this little girl and her family.
Also from the night team, fierce flames tearing through a home in Newton. One man inside was killed by the fire. Community members rallying around the victim's family. The night team's Kim Lucy has the latest.
Firefighters pry smoldering siding off a two-family home in Newton after it catches fire Sunday morning, killing a man inside.
At one point, the flames were like 20 feet high.
Neighbors say when the fire broke out around 8:30 Sunday morning, it moved through this two-family home on Walnut Street very fast.
Very quickly, and there was like so much smoke, and they had the pickaxes out there. They punched through all the windows.
Firefighters say the first 911 call came from an off-duty Boston firefighter driving past the house on Route 9.
First arriving companies had heavy fire showing from the first floor, and we had a report of one party potentially still inside.
The chief says they attacked the flames while immediately rushing inside, sadly finding a man who died in the fire.
This is obviously a tough morning for everyone involved.
Firefighters say the neighbors on the other half of the duplex and the man's wife were all able to get out. Friends arriving to comfort the woman who lost her husband and everything inside her home, still in shock hours after the flames were put out.
But she was lucky to get out.
These friends say they all work together at the VA in Boston, where that woman has worked for more than 18 years. They plan on rallying around her to help however they can.
I feel really bad. It was unexpected. She's doing the best that she can. She's a very sweet woman, and we're all support her.
Neighbors say sadly this is not the first time this house has seen damage. They say just last year a car came off Route 9 and crashed into the front. Now as for this fire, the cause remains under investigation and the state fire marshal's office is helping out with that. In Newton, Kim Lucy, 7 News 19.
House going up in flames in Charlton. Massive flames taking over the roof of this home early this morning. Investigators say the fire started in the chimney and the flames quickly spread. One firefighter was hurt in the firefight after slipping on ice. Everyone who lives in the home made it out safely.
Police arresting a man in connection with a cruel crime in Medford. Police say several people came forward saying they saw the suspect hit a dog in the head multiple times. It happened this morning in the area of Fellsway West. Police say the man was also recorded lifting the dog off the ground by its collar and hurting it. The dog was taken to a local vet to be treated. Boston police asking for the public's help with identifying 4 people connected to an assault and battery in South Boston. These photos show 3 of the men wanted by police. Investigators say the assault happened around 4 in the afternoon back on St. Patrick's Day in the area of East 2nd and M Streets. Police are asking anyone with information to contact them.
The night team out of Russia, where the 4 men suspected of carrying out a terrorist attack at a concert hall in Moscow were brought into a courtroom blindfolded and handcuffed today. 3 of the 4 suspects have admitted they were involved in the attack, and this comes as Russian officials are working to piece together what led up to the horrific shooting.
3 of the 4 suspects in the deadly terrorist attack in Russia now admitting guilt. The 4 suspects from Tajikistan transported to a Moscow district court on Sunday. They arrived handcuffed and blindfolded amid Russian media reports they were tortured during interrogation. The 4th man was also in court Sunday and sat with his eyes closed during the proceedings. The terrorist attack happened at a concert hall in Moscow on Friday. Assailants burst into the concert hall and opened fire on the crowd, killing more than 130 people. An affiliate of the Islamic State group, also known as ISIS, has claimed responsibility for the attack. The attack shaking people and leaders around the world.
I assure my prayers for the victims of the vile terrorist attack carried out in Moscow. May the Lord receive them in His peace, comfort their families, and convert the hearts of those who plan, organize, and carry out these inhumane actions that offend God, who commanded, "You shall not kill."
The attack left the concert hall in flames with a collapsing roof. Recovery efforts now underway to identify victims. Rescuers, robotic systems, and K-9 teams digging through the rubble. Authorities have identified at least 60 people so far. They say genetic testing will be needed to identify the remaining victims. Russian President Vladimir Putin declared Sunday a national day of mourning. Thousands going to honor the victims with flowers and stuffed animals. Putin also lighting a candle for the victims. He vowed to punish the perpetrators and expressed condolences to all those who lost loved ones.
This is the deadliest terror attack in Russia in 20 years.